glad I got to show some ability, catching the ball, running some routes, and doing some position work. Overall, it was a good day for me.
You've been training for this, since the season ended. Kind of, what has the combine and this been like to, finally the days here and you proved, what you can do?
Yeah, I mean, like you said, just kind of a long road of, first of all, recovery, getting completely healthy, and then, being able to squeeze in the training that I was able to. Just kind of having those few months to just lock in, focus on, becoming the best football player I can be, and whether that's on the board, in film work, or on the field, just kind of locking in and dialing in the details and coming out here and showing what I could do.
What do the teams get if they pick you?
They get a physical downhill runner, a guy who's smart and takes a lot of pride in protecting the quarterback, which obviously is a very important skill set to have in the league. I'm able to diagnose different pressures, different defenses and coverages and things like that. So I think, I'm a quarterback's best friend when it comes to that. Being able to see things before they happen, and obviously my ability to run the ball. I don't think there's anybody better.
Have you let your mind kind of wander and think about a couple of weeks you might be getting a call and fulfilling a childhood dream?
No, absolutely. That's what pushes me every single day. Just knowing that I'm that close to a lifelong dream, and the work's just beginning. So obviously the showcases are done. The Combine Pro Day, that's over with. Now teams have a good visual of me in person, and now it's trying to land in the best place possible.
What kind of feedback have you been getting?
It's all been really good. Obviously, the running back market is different, and free agency kind of changed a lot of things. So there's no telling what could possibly happen come draft day, but everything I've gotten has been good, and excited to see who picks me up.
How was today different than what you did in Indianapolis?
It wasn't really. I mean, I just kind of was. The biggest difference was having my quarterback throw to me and running routes that are in our route tree. Overall, it's pretty similar.
Did you know all along that you probably weren't going to do the other, like the 40 and all that today as well?
No, it was kind of playing it by ear. Like I said before, trying to get healthy and everything kind of took longer than we had hoped for. So had a kind of a short window to train, and I just didn't feel comfortable with where I was at to put those numbers on paper. Not that they would have been bad, but they would have been what I was hoping for or expecting. So
where are you now compared to when the season ended health-wise?
I would say closest to 100% as I've been.
And the issues that you're kind of worried about, were they similar to what you experienced during football season? Are these lingering football issues?
Yeah, it was just a high ankle that kind of lingered for a couple months yet, and got it figured out now, so I'm good.
How did you have to figure it out? What were some of the things that you had to do to get that high ankle, back to, like you said, close to 100% now? I
mean, it just takes time, and obviously playing the last 2 games that I played set me back probably a couple more weeks. So it's just about staying on top of rehab, staying on top of treatment, and resting. So like I said, I wasn't able to train, when it came to the 40 and things like that. So just taking time away from, hard impact on the ground, things like that, letting it kind of chill, and finally got back to where it's supposed to be. So.
Sure, any of the 32 teams would be good, but would Green Bay be a little extra special?
Yeah, it would be awesome to play there. Kind of from the area. So, obviously my families are big fans, and wherever. So they'll be happy wherever I go. But Green Bay will be a little closer to their hearts for sure.
Have you had meetings with teams between Combine and all that? Because your drills were crisp in Indianapolis. Would it encourage you to say there's a place there for you? One of these teams is going to take you.
Yeah, of course. I've had plenty of meetings, and all of them have shown great interest. So, yeah.
Braelon, what would it mean to represent Fond du Lac on the big stage?
Means everything. Born and raised. I'm big in giving back to the community and kind of being a role model for the kids that are from there. So, being able to show that it's possible to play on the big stage and get to where you want to get to in life mean a lot to me.
Are you going back to Fondy for draft days?
Not for the draft, but I'll be there in the next few weeks.
Where will you be for the draft?
I haven't decided yet.
You've obviously thought about this your whole life, probably, this process. Like, how is it kind of compared to what you thought about what the draft process is like?
I would say it's pretty different from what I expected. I guess just because I didn't really know what to expect. Obviously, you're going to have interviews, you have to do the Combine Pro Day, things like that. But what comes along with it is probably a little different than anybody would expect, but it's all been good.
You get a sense that teams really kind of appreciate those last 2 games that you gave UW, even though you weren't 100%?
I don't know. I haven't really talked about those games at all. Not really what they're focused on, I guess. So I'm sure they do. They talk to the coaches from here, and obviously the coaches respected that and appreciated that a ton. So if they do know about it, I'm sure they respect it and appreciate it as well.
I'll say, I know that when we've talked, throughout your time at Wisconsin, you had talked about, like kind of like accelerate timeline, like 3 years maybe at Wisconsin and then moving on. But just, with the age of NIL and whatnot, just were there any thoughts about like staying for another year or whatnot? Did that entice those type of NIL to stay longer?
No, zero.
Zero.
Yeah.
Braelon, in terms of prepping for this level too, what pro badgers did you talk to, or even just pro guys in general for your network?
A lot. I mean, I have been fortunate to build a lot of great connections and relationships. So pretty much everybody that you guys all know I've been in contact with throughout my career have really been the guys that have helped me through.
What was the best piece of advice to whoever it was, or just in general, the best piece of advice that you received and that's helped you?
It's a good question. I don't have an answer right now.
Did you see Peppa's Jam Brian Griffiths here, and if so, did you get a chance to chat with him?
Did not.
And your age has kind of been a running joke since you got to college. So you were probably the youngest guy in college football, the youngest guy in the draft. Is that coming up at all when you've done interviews, like that you're a younger guy, or?
Not really.
Okay.
I mean, they kind of all know, but I don't think it necessarily makes a huge difference. Everybody's pretty young, so.
Have you been asked any major curveball questions from a team that just threw you off because you're not really sure what relevance to football it had, but they were just trying to gauge you?
Nah. All my interviews have been pretty laid back and simple, pretty much just football by myself. I haven't gotten anything crazy.
Last question.
Good. Thank you.
Appreciate it.